All right, good people, good people. It is your boys once again on In the Zone with VNZ. I'm Vel, my co-host over there.
Boop, boop, boop. It's Big Dub Z.
Big Dub Z in the
Keep it
building.
short and
So
sweet.
yeah, real short and sweet. But we back for another week, another post-game reaction, another chance to talk about another opponent coming up. We know we got a long ride coming up, but it goes by so quickly. So we're not gonna hold y'all too long. But we feel like these reactions are needed. Especially when we going into some of these matchups where some of these teams like New Orleans, we only see them once every 4 years, for the most part, and obviously once every 8 years at the stadium. So we kind of get a chance to kind of discuss a team that we see, here and there. And they're in a unique situation right now with their situation. But before we talk about New Orleans, I do want to give our quick takes on the game that just happened. It seemed like a long time ago, but Miami. That game we both had some bold predictions in there, a blowout victory, which looking at it now, we should have known, right? It was going to be a little closer than what we expect. Every time we play Miami, at least once a year, they get us in a close one. So, Z, I'm gonna ask you first. Um, what was your overall thoughts on the game, and was there anything major that stood out to you?
No, I mean not nothing major. At the end of the day, they took care of business the way they're supposed to.
Right. Sorry, your joint froze for a quick second. So sorry if there's any technical.
And
Okay, go
we
ahead.
good. Yeah, it wasn't as big of a win as I expected. However, they still took care of business. Even though the game was close, I still feel like it wasn't close. Like I felt like the game was never on the verge of teetering in Miami's direction. But
Right.
again, at the end of the day, it's division matchup, so it's going to be tough. A team that's you're very familiar with, they're very familiar with you. Uh, but they took care of business. Offensively, they took what the defense gave them. They didn't force anything down the field. It's just all right. We're gonna take this 5 yard pass here. We're gonna take this 9 yard pass here. We're gonna take this 6 yard pass here, and just drive down the
Right.
field.
Right.
If y'all gonna stay back in them two safety looks, we just gonna keep taking these little bites all the way down the field. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, the Buffalo offense, as they have been for the last 10, 12 games or so, they're not making mistakes. They're not coughing the ball up. They're not throwing interceptions. So they can play this. I'll just call it small ball. They can just play the small ball and still put up 30 without
Right.
having to really push the ball down the field. They had plays to it, but they didn't have the looks to make it work. And Josh has matured as a quarterback where he's like, all right, cool. I'll take what's in front of me. Here you
Yeah.
go, Dawson. Here's his 8 yard. All right, Keon, a little quick, little out. There's a little another 6. And James Cook is just right now the heart and soul of this offense. Like he's just balling.
He
Just
playing like he worth every penny, right?
he's continuing to show up every week so far. He's proven why he was worth the money that he got, and he's playing like one of the best running backs in the league right now.
Yeah, top five right now.
And that's with no bias. Like he's literally playing as a top 5 running back and putting up the numbers to prove it. So, you know, it wasn't
And
a bad
before
game.
Yeah, and before we talk about the defense, because I want your thoughts on the defense too.
Mhm.
I do want to hit on that with the offense as well, because we already know our fans here, we get spoiled, man. We get critical, right? When we ain't seeing the highlight reel, yard bombs, or we ain't seeing Josh just straight throwing for 450 yards. I think some fans get a little impatient because it's like, man, we got Josh Allen. Like they get so caught up in the guy and the talent that I think they forget that the number one statistic that matters in football or in sports is the win column, right? And I think I like what Josh said today. And for those listening, this was on Wednesday's post practice comments, but he kind of just said, man, listen, I'm focused on winning. I'm focused on doing what it takes to win the game. I'm focused on doing what it takes to move the chains and to be productive and to not and he said this a lot in his career, but I think it's really, really hitting home, like you said, the last 10, 15, 20 games. But he's like, I'm trying to take care of the ball and make sure that we end this with either a touchdown, a field goal, or a punt, worst case scenario, not in the hands of the defense, not putting the ball on the turf. And, we rode that roller coaster with him, the first 3 or 4 years in his career where shit, we defended Josh Allen like none other. But we knew occasionally he was going to put the ball in harm's way, whether it was him trying to do too much or it was him trying to take off and not really wrap up and cover the ball. But like, I mean, you talk about a guy, man, who's been told what he can't do and then just works on it. And I think that's the true mark of greatness. I mean, every great sports player, and I had to hit on this because it was a topic the last 5 days. Every great sports player that you can think of, each had people that doubted them, certain parts of their game. If it was Shaq, you got to work on your free throws. What did Shaq do in the clutch? He would knock down his free throws, right? Or at least make 1 out of 2 where it counted and it wouldn't hurt his team. Kobe, you do too much and you shoot the ball too much. Yeah, but then they praised him for scoring 81 points. And then they praised him in the NBA Finals when he would come up and make big buckets. Same thing was said about Dwayne Wade when he first came in the league. Oh, you can't make jump shots. You can't do this. All he would do is put the team on his back and make jumpers when he needed to and get to the rack and get to the free throw line when he needed to. I mean, every great player that I've watched, more so basketball and football, they each took the criticism and they kind of went into the lab and said, you know what, I'm going to make myself even better. I'm going to make sure that I do what I need to do so my team can win the ultimate thing, which is the championship. And right now, man, oh man, between Josh and James Cook, you already mentioned it with James, top 5 running back right now in the league. And then you talk about Josh. I think it's becoming more and more clear. And I love Lamar. Pat got the hardware. But right now, Josh QB1. You could throw in a 1.5, you could throw in whoever else. But right now, the efficiency in his game, along with what people know that he can do outside of that, I think makes him right now QB1 just because everyone knows he has that element where, if I got to get crazy, I can get crazy. But if you need me to be calm, cool, almost Tom Brady-esque for 4 quarters, I can do that too. So that's what's scary about what's going on. Not to mention, which we'll talk about in a few minutes here, what the schedule looks like. But it's the fact that it looks like Josh mentally is now right on par with where he's at athletically. And if I'm the NFL and I'm these defensive coaches, I'm shaking my head right now. I'm shaking my head because not only am I worried about Josh, I'm worried about James Cook. I'm worried about Kincaid. I'm worried about what Keon might be doing or Josh Palmer. It's pick your poison season with this offense. And I think more than criticize what we're not doing, I think people should be really praising what we are doing and finding ways to win. But defensively though, I know we've now had back-to-back games where we've held teams. Not to say that we've played some high-power offenses, but the passing defense, I should say, has stepped up. I think they're now number 2 in the league overall through 3 weeks. What were some things that stood out to you on the defensive side?
It was a different kind of game against Miami than we're normally seeing. Like, Tua getting outside the pocket and improvising a little bit, and not necessarily being as quick triggered as he normally is, because usually it's drive back as soon as that foot.
Yeah,
that third step hit, that ball is gone. But he held on the ball a little bit longer than we're used to seeing, and got out of some potential sack situations, and got rid of the ball. Like, it was a weird game, because they didn't put up numbers,
right?
They didn't put up a high volume amount of yards, but at the end of the day, it boiled down to, on those third downs, they converted, and that was the biggest downfall of the defense this past week. They just couldn't get off the field.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a good job of pressuring Tua, but they couldn't get their hands on him to bring him down.
Right.
It's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. You bring in a blitz, which they blitzed a high amount, and you got Trey White on the island with Waddle. running a drag route, and that's going to be a loss 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, that's
It's,
tough.
it's what you want me to do.
Yeah,
I don't have the foot speed to hang with them. So, like, it's not like they were just dominating the corners, but it was third downs where they were definitely able to extend those drives.
yeah,
Because, like, I mean, I know a lot of people have given Trey a lot of slack this past week for his performance. I mean, he didn't play terrible. It's just a,
it was
a foot race. He
yeah,
not. It's
yeah,
just not ideal because he can't let, or anybody, none of our receivers, our corners have the foot speed to run with Waddle or Hill.
or
So
hell,
you
no.
can't let
It's
them get over the top of you. So you have to provide some level of cushion or some level of a trail technique. But
yeah,
again, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, they was just snapping them routes off real quick, and it's an easy pitch and catch when the
yeah.
D line is not getting the pressure that is needed or getting their hands on them like they need. So it was just some tough situations that the Bills can, I think, can learn from. It's just, they present a challenge that most teams don't with the amount of speed that they bring to the table.
And I'm glad you brought up the speed element because I think that's why Miami year in year out, especially since they've had both Waddle and Hill, that's why they're tough to really defend. We are really just a year, not even a full 2 years removed from them being one of the most explosive offenses in the league.
Quickly things change.
You know what I mean? Like I know they lost Raheem, but like you still got Achan, you still got the 2 wide receivers there. They drafted a guy, I think it's Malik Washington or whoever. Like they got guys who can really make your corners work. And the fact that we have a guy like Tre'Davious White who isn't as quick as he used to be. This isn't the guy that was in his first 3 years where he could really pretty much lock up any wide receiver that was in front of him. That's not him no more. Now he's still a steady corner in this league. I'm not going to sit here and say he would start on every team in this league, but he's still a steady corner in the NFL. Christian Benford, we know, is ascending, but like even Christian Benford on the one route that Tyreek Hill ran, bro, you get a quarterback 3-4 seconds and you got Tyreek Hill running a route like he did in the back of that end zone, he's scoring that on 95, 99% of corners in the NFL. So I can't even be too mad at Benford because it's like, man, I got to watch out for every angle Hill gives me. Mm-hmm. So if he take me inside and then cut to the outside pylon, that if the quarterback throw it where it needs to be, that's a touchdown 99% of the time. So you talking about world-class athletes in Tyreek and Jalen. And like you mentioned, you give to a credit where he was able to buy a little bit of time. Mm-hmm. Like anytime they couldn't get to him, in my mind, I'm like, oh, this ain't good.
Yeah, completion coming somewhere.
Right. Because you got to be able to, in 2 seconds, either get a hand up or get to a down. Because if you can give him a little bit more time, and I know this can be said for any quarterback, but especially with his wide receivers, if you give Tua that amount of time, those receivers are going to get open. They just got those quick twitch guys where, man, you give them an extra second, they're going to be somewhere down the field. And that's what they did. But to the Bills' credit, I'll wrap it up, on the defensive combo by saying this. To the Bills' credit, they made the big play when they needed to, which was in the fourth quarter. Terrell Bernard, we've come to kind of expect it now, I guess, in a weird way where he'll find a way to get to the ball in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. He's got some ball skills, like at that middle linebacker spot. He's got himself a good amount of picks in these last
years.
Like he's
been
making plays.
Yeah, and that's to his credit though. I mean, studying film, being a student of the game. He always
read him like a book.
Yeah, and he praised Al Holcomb, I think the linebackers coach. But I mean, he's a true student of the game. And that's why he got the C on his chest, because a lot of the players, they say, like, this dude Terrell Bernard, he just don't get out on the field and shit just happen. Nah, like a part of it is the work that he puts in. But he has a knack for the football. I think that's one thing that drew the Bills to him at Baylor was that when he was at Baylor, even though he was undersized, he would find his way to the ball. Whether it was a game, I think he had in a bowl game, one of those games, he had 20 plus tackles or, a forced fumble or whatever. Like that man can find the ball. It's just about keeping him free, which we'll talk about going forward, with the D lineman. It's just about keeping him free so that he can track that ball down. But hopefully, over the next 3-4 weeks, we get more, from the guys up front, the Deion Walkers, the TJ Sanders, the AJ Epinezas, Greg Rousseau. The more we get from them, the more I'm sure we'll see from Bernard, Dorian Williams, Milano when he gets back. And then also shout out, I know you will probably get to it anyway. Shout out Shaq Thompson. You know what I mean? We've been kind of teasing, like, that veteran, whenever he gets his chance, he might step up and make a play or two. And man, he came out late that hit early. And I thought that was a little bit of a tone setter too, because we all know they want to get the ball out to the flat real quick, try and make somebody miss. Man, listen, the way he shot that and read that.
Tua not supposed to throw that ball. He's supposed to throw that ball right at his feet.
But we
know that. As soon as that ball left his hand, I said, why you do that, dog?
Mm-hmm. And then I saw it with Shaq too, and I was like, ooh, welcome to the Mafia, Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna remember that. Second half of the season, we're gonna lay out some of the biggest hits of the first half. That one from Shaq was big because, I mean, once again, 11-year vet, coming back from a hamstring injury, missed a week or two or whatever, and just to be able to come in there when your number is called, make a tackle like that, because it was some missed tackles out there. That they got to clean up. But
I heard 12 missed tackles, if I remember correctly. That's way too many.
Way too many. And I think, and I know we said we're going to move past talking about the defense, but since that seems to be our mild weakness right now, I think that is something that, luckily for us, we got two defensive minds in that locker room, in that building, who will do everything they can to fix whatever issues we got on that side, and that's McDermott and Babbage. I know those two together, they'll stay up past 3 o'clock in the morning if they have to. They're going to work their ass off to make sure that they get the right players in there to make plays, but also they're going to harp on
just the fundamentals of tackling. Breakdown. Yeah, what we doing?
On 11th, man.
Yeah, what we doing? But I will say, somebody in that D tackle room need to step up, because right now ain't nobody showing up and showing out. It's people was worried about corner 2 and safety. Yeah, I hear all that, but right now this D tackle room ain't nobody stepping up. I mean, your best tackle is out. Yes, we know Ed Oliver has not played since week 1.
Yeah, and your second best been Deion Walker, quiet as kept, but like,
I'm
that's not good enough.
Yeah, I need Deion Jones or Daquan Jones to show, bro, you're a 9-year vet. You're a 10-year vet.
Bro.
Your presence need to be more felt. TJ Sanders, you're a second-round pick. I need you to not get, blown back 5 yards. Deion Walker, bro, you 18,000 pounds. I shouldn't see you getting pushed down outside of the tackle box on a run play by another rookie. Like, somebody need to step up and say, "Oh, look, until my man Ed come back, I'm gonna hold it down. Yeah, I'm gonna make my presence felt. I'm gonna make my presence felt right in the middle of this defense. I unload too. Like, yo, bro, I saw you getting blown off the ball too. Like,
I will second that, and I'll double down by saying the entire D line. To be honest with you, just because I look at what we knew what the situation was. 2 guys suspended for 6 games. 2 rookies in there. Like, we knew, like, the defensive line, front 7, I'll even throw in the front 7 just because Milano just been in and out of lineup. We knew the front 7 was going to have to carry this defense, because we knew, hey, safety, good luck. All right, we don't know what's going on there. Whether you get Cole Bishop to finally grow into that safety that we want him to be, we'll see. I think he's improved each week, so I'll take that. Cornerback 2, we'll see what happens with Max Harrison. It looks like he's still got the brace on his leg, but he's practicing a little bit. We knew that the front 7 was going to have to be the driving force to this defense. And especially we knew that some guys were going to have to step up the first 6 weeks with Michael Hoyt out and Ogunjobi. So now, like you said, the pressure is on those D tackles. The pressure is on my veterans on the edge, because once again, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to feel sorry for any of them dudes who end up back to the practice squad or get cut, because, like you said, nobody really doing anything to jump off the tape to be like, oh, no, we got to, like, outside of Bosa in those first couple games where he got us 3 forced fumbles and a couple sacks, whatever, like, Greg Rousseau, they saying he pressing or whatever, might have a little bit of a slight injury. I don't know, whatever. But, like, hey, stop pressing. Play your game. Like, we're not asking you to be Reggie White, rest in peace. We telling you, hey, give me 8 to 10. Do what you do, but make your presence felt. Right. And I think that's my biggest thing with the D line is, like, I don't even need the reincarnation of Warren Sapp You know what I mean? That'd be nice. You know, I mean, I love to have a guy in the middle, you know, a Fletcher Cox, a throwback, whoever you can think of. I love Geno Atkins or whatever. But like, I need guys who can at least make that defense, make the offense have to be like, oh no, we can't run that way, or you know what, let's make sure we do a play action rollout to the left because we can't go on Greg Rousseau's side, or we can't step up in the middle, so we got to make sure what we're doing is quick. Right now, I think teams and their defense is not as bad as in a position as the Ravens are right now, because that's a whole nother story. But I think teams right now are like, man, listen, the best way to really get after this Bills defense is just run the ball, like go up the middle and get 5 yards there, 6 yards there, and then use the play action game to get something up the middle between the safety and the linebacker. So they do got to work on that. Luckily for the Bills, which I said we going to talk about, the schedule is in their favor to kind of tweak those things week to week. Like, this is a great week because guess what? You have the potential, and I know the numbers going to look all big and puffy and nice. You got the potential this week to swallow up Alvin Kamara, pause, and really violate Rattler. I know, right? That was a lot.
The double down, bro.
A lot. But you got a chance to eliminate Kamara. He's their best player by a decent margin. You know, I still got love for Olave and whoever else they got. Kamara is the guy. But Rattler should not be able to put up any type of numbers on you, especially at the Bills Stadium, especially with, you know, the guys that they got on that side. They still got, well, all those guys we mentioned that's out, Ed Oliver out, Milano out. They still got Terrell Bernard. You still got Dorian Williams back there. You still got Greg Rousseau. Like,
yeah, and the thing is, even though this D line as a whole hasn't been, you know, doing as much as we hope, they still leading the league in pressures, which feel crazy.
Which is
but
crazy.
They're getting there. It's just not finishing. I feel like that's been the issue now for a couple years. Yep. But again, the reason why I feel fine, reinforcements are coming.
Right, and that's the positive. It's just one of those guys, I can't feel sorry for you if you end up back on the practice squad. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, listen, in the next 3 to 4 weeks, they're going to have some tough decisions to make.
Somebody might get traded too. Like, I ain't going to hold you. I've been saying this since the summertime. At first, I said it was going to be Dwayne Carter, but obviously he went out and got hurt. Daquan Jones better watch it. And I'm not saying any team going to want him, but like, or Epinesa, I don't care who you want to say. Like, one of those veterans might get moved. And because I think the easy route is, of course, putting one of the young guys back on the practice squad or whatever, you know what I mean? Javon Solomon or something. But like, Daquan Jones, when Ogunjobi come back, I'd rather see Ogunjobi and Ed Oliver get after it with Deion Walker and fucking whoever else. Shit.
I don't know, but listen, the thing is, I ain't see Ogunjobi do anything in preseason either.
I didn't either. And that's what made me kind of pause on my expectations. But after 3 weeks, I gotta believe that Ogunjobi can give me a little bit more than what I'm seeing. And the only thing that gives me probably a little more optimism too is that I've seen him actually in games have a bigger impact than what I'm seeing right now.
I mean, the thing is, within the next, again, we don't have an exact timeline, obviously, but within the next, in my opinion, the next 2 to 4 weeks, Ed Oliver's coming back.
Yeah.
Then the next 3 weeks, Michael Hoyt's coming back. And I think those two people alone is going to make a massive difference in the grand scheme of this defense. Again, I don't know how much Ogunjobi will, but he could too. But I think, well, I know that Ed Oliver is going to be a force once he returns. And what I saw out of Michael Hoyt throughout preseason, all the disruption he was causing, you pair him with Joey Bosa and a Greg Rousseau and an Ed Oliver, like it's a different level of energy and pass rushing ability that'll be on this team. So
Michael Hoyt is really that one.
Yeah, so like I feel fine. Like the defense they're not playing bad. They're fine. They're fine.
But I think our expectations
100%.
You know what I mean? Because we knew the limitations, but I think when you invest that much into your defensive line like we did this season, like this whole off season was about the defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, you paid Bosa decent money. You got Rousseau on a big contract. You already gave Ed his contract. You got a 2nd round pick in Sanders. You got a 4th round pick in Walker. You had a 3rd round pick in Carter. So you have some relatively high end investments in this D line, and it's not living up to what they paid for.
Yep. And my only hope, and the last bit I'll say, I know I keep saying that, as we talk about the defense, but I mean, we don't have to spend too much time on the Bills Saints. Like, no disrespect, but
Yes,
no, no disrespect, but it is what it is. But the last thing I'll say is that, damn, it escaped my mind that quick. The growth of these young guys over the next couple games. That's going to be what I really keep my eye on, because you are going to play a couple good running backs coming up, and really 3 good running backs coming up. You got Kamara this week. Next week after that, you got the run game in New England, and then after that, you got Robinson out there in the ATL. So, like, this is a chance. If I'm TJ Sanders, if I'm Deion Walker, like I'm a focus on the 2 rookies. This is my opportunity to say, hey, when the reinforcements come back, I still need to be in the rotation.
right.
Because to me, theirs is more so not about a roster spot, because they're not getting released. To me, the biggest thing for them is, do you want to be in a Nike jumpsuit in November, or do you want to have a helmet on?
Am I getting 30 snaps, or am I getting 6?
Right. You know what I mean? So I think it's a big next few weeks. And that's why I always say with every Bills game, no matter how dominant we come off, all of this stuff is good stuff to observe and watch, because we still got a lot of young guys getting valuable snaps. We talk about defense, but look at the offense. I mean, you got that tight end over there right now. He turning heads.
Snaps.
Yeah, he turning heads around the league, and not just by catching the ball. Like, they like this dude, you got to keep him on the field.
Right.
They like, you got to keep this young dude on the field. Not to mention the more chemistry that will get built over the next few weeks with Josh Palmer, the continued growth of Keon Coleman, because like that's a big piece for me too. Like, that's why I'm like, part of me want to be like, these next 3 or 4 games, whatever, man. Show me, like, wake me up when we play Kansas City. Part of me don't want to do that, because I'm like, I need to see the growth of Keon Coleman. I need to see the chemistry build between Josh and Josh, right? I need to see if James Cook can continue to stack games.
And saying that is even more reason why I want to see these young boys on that D line get at it. Like, I want to see Landon Jackson get a jersey one of these weeks,
right? Yeah,
and see what he can do. Because at this point, if I'm going against the Saints, if I'm going against New England,
get my man a jersey.
It's not top tier competition, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. But if you want your young players to get a taste of NFL in a safe environment, this is the perfect scenario.
Give that man a jersey.
Yeah, like if there's any week,
Solomon, you can sit out one. You can sit out one game.
That's the thing, because they gave Solomon these first 3 games.
Yeah,
he's played the special teams. However, he ain't make no splash on the D.
I'm about to say, I ain't seen one little trip up.
Yeah, so now it's like, all right, we gave him 3 games. Let Jackson come in for 3-4 games and see what he can do. See, can he make a more impact on the defense? Because at the end of the day, look, I can find somebody to be on kick coverage.
Oh, yeah, I got linebackers for that.
Yeah, so if I need to bring Jackson in to have somebody else fill that, fine, it's whatever. But let's see what we got in Jackson. I'm hoping he gets a jersey this week, because I want to see the type of ability he's able to come to the table with. I mean, you think sitting down on the bench for 3 weeks to do something? Yeah. And I don't mean that in a negative. I mean, but you're able to sit back and watch.
Yeah, it should light a fire to be like, man, listen,
100%.
If these guys can barely do it while I'm sitting on the bench, maybe I can be a little bit of a spark plug, and maybe this can be what what it get me going. If he flashed the next couple games, shit, he might be looking at wearing jerseys in a second.
And now it's an even more difficult conversation. If
right,
I want Bean to have to make some tough choices.
Right.
That means multiple people are doing what they need to do.
100%, man. 100%. So,
but if they do have to make a move, it wouldn't be surprising me if it's Epinesa the one that's going to be moved out.
That's what I'm saying. I can see
hiring contract.
Yeah.
Not a huge value, but you should be able to get a mid-round pick.
He ain't touched nobody yet.
And to save some money.
And he ain't touched nobody yet. I'll go back to that. Like, bro, I know it's been 3 games, but you ain't touched nobody yet.
Right.
Pause. Like, come on, man. You. Anyways, moving right along to the Saints, because I do want to give us at least a good 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes To discuss this matchup.
48 seconds.
I'm not even going to say what's your favorite matchup, and this is again, I think we keep saying that this is no disrespect, but what are you looking for? We kind of hit on it, so it might be a little repetitive. What are you looking for most out of this matchup with the Saints, man? Like, what are you hoping that the Bills get from this game? Because obviously this is more about us than them.
Yeah,
if we
I need to see the defense put consistent pressure on somebody and finish. You know, I need a game where it's the NFL. It's rare when someone gets 0 points. It's rare when someone only gets a touchdown or a field goal. So like I'm not gonna say here it's not a good game unless the Bills shut them out or if they score less than 10. I'm not saying that, but I want to see a game where there's physical defensive domination.
Yeah,
like there, I need to see the defense play and show that y'all not on the same level as us.
Yeah,
like y'all don't have a team to hang. Like offense aside, it's not even talking about Josh and them boys putting up 30 plus. Like, no, you can't hang with us. Like you coming into Buffalo, cross country. We got a couple extra days rest because we played Thursday night. You coming off a blowout loss. Yeah, no. I need the defense to set the tone immediately.
Yeah.
Like that's what I need to see. Because
Yeah,
again, them dominating the Saints doesn't give me any more confidence to play against Baltimore or Kansas City or the Chargers, whoever down the line. However, I need to see you dominate inferior competition.
Right. Kind of like we saw with the Jets. Yeah, I mean, to me, and I'll keep it real direct and real to the point. It's kind of what we said when we was on play the Jets. Even though some people came in with mild fear when we played the Jets because they're like, oh no, dual threat quarterback. They got a good running game, so we didn't know what to expect, but we thought the Bills should handle the Jets. To me, this is a little similar, but it's not, because it's like I don't have a dual threat quarterback that's going to scare me if he leaves the pocket. So with Rattler in there, it's about Kamara, it's about Olave, but I expect, first off, Benford, you should be eliminating 12. Now, I don't care if it's you or Tre'Davious. You don't got to follow him around. He's, to me, where he was supposed to be, and this could be due to the quarterback situation, where he was supposed to be, he's not there yet. But I expect kind of what you said for the defense to show me more signs of life. And like you said, this is not going to be a meter game for the Bills to say, well, we beat them 40-7, so now we ready for the Super Bowl. Nah, this is more so, what does Cole Bishop look like? You know what I mean? What does Deion Walker look like? And this is why I said it's a little repetitive, because this is, to me, about the young guys.
Yeah, it's a get right game.
Yeah. And if I switch it to the offense, can I continue to take care of the ball? Because the one thing I don't want to happen, and we've seen it happen in the NFL, you play a team with less talent and you get a little sloppy with the ball, right? You start getting cute. You know what I mean? A couple gadget plays. You know what I mean? What is Josh Allen doing out wide? Like, you know what I mean? And I don't think Joe Brady is smart enough, dude. And I know he got some New Orleans background, used to coach at LSU. So he might want to flex his muscle a little bit this game. But I really hope that the offense can continue the progress that we've seen, where they're picking up the first downs, they're making the plays that's there, right?
Yeah.
If it's a play that's 30 yards down the field up the sideline to Coleman and shit, we're gonna hit it.
Yeah, like what I want to see from the offense this week, I just want to see take what's given to you.
Yeah.
And if they bring the safeties down and go to a single high, okay, now we can push the ball down the field if that's what's available. Right. If they're playing back and inviting you just to dink and dunk, then you take that. Like, I don't care how you get to the end zone, just get to the end zone. Thanks. And they're proving that they can get there if they have to play the short game. But you always got to remember, the boys got that thing in the tuck. They can always go over the top. They can always push the ball down the field. It's not like you can't do it. Yeah. It's in the bag.
Yeah, nah.
Right now, I don't gotta pull out the driver right now. I can get to where I need to get to with 3 wood. So if I can do that.
That's the fun part, though. Is like, I know Palmer can get down the field when needed. I know Coleman can one-on-one come down with the ball against 90% of the corners in this league. I know Elijah Mitchell, if you give him a little bit of space, can make a guy miss and get upfield. So like, and not to mention what Khalil Shakir does after the catch. So like, I'm I'm good with where the Bills' offense is at. I just like for them to build that chemistry,
Right.
continue to take care of the ball. Because, like I said, that's been the number one ingredient to their success on that side. Is like they take care of the ball. Like they're not fumbling the ball when they get inside the 20. They're not, throwing a pick six at it in the fourth quarter. Like I say all that to say, man, no bold stat prediction for me. I'm gonna go straight to the score prediction on this game because, like I said, this is not one that I'm going to go outlandish and say 50-0. Because I do feel like come the fourth quarter, you might see the Bills if they got a decent lead. Get Trubisky in there, get Ray Davis some touches because I think that if I know McDermott, like I know McDermott, he gonna want to try to get some confidence back in some of his young guys like a Ray. So I see Ray getting some carries in this game, probably towards the end, maybe getting his feet wet to get his traction going because they're gonna need Ray at some point. Like
Right.
we love James Cook, but guess what, Ray? We're gonna need you at some point to make a play.
And the amount of carries that Cook getting right now, they're gonna have to scale that back at some point.
Same thing with Ty Johnson. Guess what? Get a couple in Ty Johnson's hands. I know he had to drop the 1 week against Baltimore, I think it was, where he had a touchdown right in his hands, and he don't even worry about it. He don't drop stuff like that. So I can see them in the second half, mainly in the fourth quarter, leaning on Ty and Ray a little bit. But I got my prediction right. I'm gonna go right at 41.
Ooh,
all right.
Big numbers.
I'm gonna go 41 only because I watched a little bit of what the Seahawks were able to do, with Sam Darnold, and I know they got some guys over there. But man, oh man, Sam Darnold, not Josh Allen. Sam Darnold is efficient. Sam Darnold can put the ball where it need to be.
And they ain't need to do it. I mean, all them defensive and special team points they was putting up. I mean,
right.
You got 14 off defense or special teams alone. Like,
so I'm gonna say at home with the extra rest, Bills come out first half, take care of business, and like I said, fourth quarter I can maybe see them scoring another 7 or 10 points, but I'm gonna go Bills 41-13. I want to say the total is lower, but I understand that once you get a big lead, you can soften up a little bit. I do think the Saints, not to be funny though, I do think the Saints are going to come in with some fight just because, I mean, shit, I think they 0-3, right? They 0-3, so like they don't want to win. Like this still the NFL. Like it's not going in there like, oh well, we're just gonna be on 4. It's the Buffalo Bills. Nah, that's all the motivation to get your first victory against a Super Bowl contender.
So what was your score again?
I said 41-13.
Okay. So I'm in the same vein as you. I just it's even hard to come up with a game script for the Saints to pull off a win. Like normally, I'm like, well, if they do X, Y, and Z,
they're gonna need the ball to bounce in their favor.
Yeah, they're gonna need multiple turnovers. Yeah, multiple blunders. They would need probably something on special teams to go their way. Like it's hard to see New Orleans walking out of here with a win. So I'm gonna go.
If it was in New Orleans, I'll probably tighten up that score and maybe make it a
and it's tough too. I mean, again, Bills had an extra day's rest, extra day of studying, so
3 days.
It's just a tough situation for New Orleans. So I got 34-16.
Okay.
I just don't think New Orleans have the horses to score those touchdowns. I think it's going to be a field goal fest.
Yeah.
Again, it's terrible to be kicking field goals against the Bills. You need to be going for fourth downs, but I just think they're going to be like, well, let's get some points on the board.
Yeah. And I think that's what's going to lead to some turnovers for me. Like I put 41-13 because I think there's going to be some turnovers from pressing, probably in that first half, when the moment they get down like 14-0 or 14-3, 17-3, I can just see Rattler like, man, listen, I got to start winging this shit. And that's when I can see Benford or somebody
maybe they little rookie coming through. Maybe Tyler Shuck or whatever, how you pronounce his last name.
Hey, maybe this might be the game, but I think at home too, and that's the key right
Yeah,
there.
it's at home Thursday night, short week.
Yeah,
Coming not cross country, but Louisiana ain't
one
close.
1 o'clock. So it's not even like the players got to wait all day. Like this is 1 o'clock, peak end of the summer weather. It's
Crowd gonna
gonna
be
be in the
crazy. It's supposed
70s.
to be decent
Supposed
weather.
to be
It's just
packed
not a good
house.
recipe. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, it's not. And you got Josh and James Cook playing like two MVPs. That's gonna be tough. So with that being said, man, a look around the league real quick, man. I know last week, I think we might have hit on one each because I
Yeah.
think I
I
think
got
you
my lock of the week was Minnesota over
yeah
Cincinnati.
you had Minnesota and I had
Just
the
smack them boys.
what game was that the late game the Baltimore game fucking Detroit. I picked Detroit to win that game. So that was my pick last week. You got yours. So what we going with this week, man? What is looking like, man? I ain't even really triple checked that yet. So
Yeah, so again, man, I'm in a spot where I feel like I've been hot lately with my locks. I think I'm 3 for 3 so far with my locks. And
okay,
I ain't been picking ones with big spreads. So I'm sticking with a game that's from a spread standpoint that's on the closer side of stuff.
yeah,
Uh so my lock of the week this week, uh s- Vegas over Chicago.
I like that one.
Chicago 1.5 point favorites
Bounce back
on
for
the
Gino.
road.
Okay,
Yeah. So I'm gonna take the 1.5. I'm gonna take the points and the money line for Vegas over Chicago. Chicago definitely showed some signs of life last week,
okay,
but I think Vegas shows up and shows out with a dub.
okay. I think mine. I'm gonna go on my lock of the week too. I think my lock. It's some good games actually. I'm looking at three
Mhm.
or four good games: Baltimore, KC, Philly versus Tampa. I actually think um that Rams Colts game would be good too. And I'm gonna go there. I think Rams win one at home against the Colts and give the Colts their first loss. I just think that the Rams, from a totality standpoint, you look at the coaching staff, you look at the players. I think that'll be Indiana's first real test. Like I'm not gonna say their first three games was a fluke because I mean winning in this league is no easy task.
Nope.
But we've given Mr. Jones a nickname.
You know,
We
man, Indiana
Yeah,
Jones
we
already had
compared
Danny
him to Josh
Dimes.
Allen. He's now he the next big thing. And guess what? I like that he getting love now because I mean, you look at some of these quarterbacks over the last 10 years who were able to rejuvenate their career. The Geno Smiths of the world, the Baker Mayfields, Sam Darnold. Like I like seeing those stories because I think it gives faith and motivation for those young quarterbacks who don't work out in their first spot. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't work out where you get drafted, and people or the Twitter heads to tell you like, "Oh, you suck." Then you land on a new team, get an opportunity, and
Like,
now,
oh, he actually not trash.
oh, so maybe it was okay. So shout out to Daniel and what he doing, but I think this one is going to be the Rams. I think Rams at home is dangerous. I mean,
Hmm.
shit, we found that out last year when we went up there. So I got the Rams beating the Colts, and then for my upset of the week, and this may not be a major upset, but after how they played last week, it's going to sound like an upset. I got Atlanta over Washington at home. Um, yeah, and that's why I call it an upset. 1 o'clock at
So
home.
do it matter who playing quarterback for you for Washington?
I would say so. I mean, I know that they took Penix out last week and put in Kirk,
Oh,
but
I
I'm
was
looking
talking about for Washington because Jaden Daniels he practiced today on a limited basis. So I mean, you feel that way
I'm going
if
either
Daniels
way.
is back?
I just think that people look at Washington, no matter who they got in there, and they look at them as still being one of the top 10 teams in football. Just
Hmm.
because from a holistic standpoint, they
Yeah.
are a pretty decent team. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It's just, you know what I
I
mean?
get
And
it.
I'm not saying every team has that luxury because I mean shit, you put a Mitch Trubisky on the Bills, we not them boys. We about an average team.
Right.
If that. So with Washington, though, I think they have so many other parts where they can compete with Atlanta, but I still think the reason why I'm calling it upset is the way that Atlanta looked last week. It would be an upset in my eyes to beat Washington, whether it's Jaden Daniels or whoever. Um,
Marcus Mariota. Okay, I'm
yeah,
with that.
Mariota, because and Mariota, quiet as kept, he probably want to give it to Atlanta a little bit because he used to play with Atlanta. But
Yeah, that's true. That's
I
true.
think Atlanta, I think Atlanta bounces back though. I think, and it might be a coaching issue there, but I think they got too many players, man. Like, what are y'all doing? Zero
Yeah,
points.
can't score a
Zero
touchdown.
points.
But for my upset of the week, I got Tennessee over Houston.
Mm,
I got Cam Ward getting his first dub.
I just took him off my fantasy team too. I was like, "You get off my bench."
Yeah, yeah, he definitely got to sit on the bench. Don't even.
Not even. He
Oh,
was.
you
On
took him
my bench,
off
but
the
I'm like,
team. Oh,
yeah, I took him out the whole. I said, "Yo, I'm not even about to play with you. You
yeah,
over there getting 9, 10 points. Now I'm good."
yeah, nah, yeah, I hear that. But the way Houston is playing right now, I can't pick them over anybody.
Yeah, they
Like
confused.
CJ Stroud looking like a shell of his rookie year self.
I don't know
So
what
until they prove otherwise,
he looking like Cardell Jones.
but for real, it's Ohio State's finest.
Yeah. Oh, hi,
So
yo.
I got Tennessee over Houston, but I did want to get your thoughts on the Baltimore Kansas City game. Like for
Yeah,
you, like from a football fan standpoint, it's a great game. You got two of the
100%.
best.
Just like Baltimore and Detroit was a, what I mean? We
Yeah.
knew that was gonna be a good game. So
In
yeah,
my opinion, I don't care what order you put it in; it don't matter. You got two of the top three quarterbacks in the league.
yeah, 100%.
So that's going to be a fun matchup. But from a Bills standpoint, where's your rooting interest? Like, what's your thought process?
So for me, I'm gonna be 100% with you. I look at it like this: who has been the thorn in your side from getting the Super Bowl for the last 5 years? We all know it's been Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can bury Kansas City as much as I can, I'm taking that. I'm rolling with Baltimore because here's the thing with Baltimore: even though they are a top 3 team roster wise, right? They got the 2-time MVP in Lamar Jackson. Every time we play him, it goes down to the wire. We've beaten them the last 2 times. We've done it in multiple ways. I even went back and reflected on a game that we beat them 3 years ago where we were down 17 in Baltimore and came back and beat them. So like, right. And I was there. That shit was woo. So we've beaten them 3 out of the last 4 times. And as a whole, if I'm the Bills, McDermott, whoever, I'm feeling pretty good. If that ends up being an AFC Championship game, number one, it should be in Buffalo because we should have the number 1 seed. But it has a different feel to it than when it's Kansas City. Now, mind you, most people will say, well, if we go to the Super Bowl, I want to play Kansas City.
I don't need to play them.
Yeah. Fuck all that. We don't get no extra brownie points next time if we win the Super Bowl.
You win a Super Bowl, 9 out of 10 people not gonna remember what teams they had to play to get there, what teams they had to beat. And half of them don't even know who they beat in the Super Bowl. All they know is they won.
Right.
So who you played to get there don't matter. But I will say that the interesting thing about this is, the loser goes to 1 and 3.
Crazy.
I still think Baltimore has the inside track to their division. Like I think they got it regardless. But
yeah.
Kansas City takes his L today or on Sunday, end up 1 and 3, right?
Yeah.
It's a high likelihood that division may be out the window.
Yeah.
Now you got Kansas City looking like a 7 seed.
And the other kicker is too. This is why I'm kind of pro Baltimore too, is because we beat Baltimore first off, so we already got the extra.
Right.
Number 2, we see Kansas City in about a month and some change.
Right.
So if we can get them at 2 and 4, 3 and 4, whatever they might be at that time, and we can give them an extra loss too at home. Now we're going to put them in position where in the last 5-6 weeks, they're going to really feel the pressure like, yo, we can't even trip up.
Yeah, we got to grind it out just to make it in.
That's what I'm saying. So
they got a tough schedule coming up. Like,
man,
I looked at it earlier today. Host, let me pull it up real fast.
Yeah.
So coming up, they have, obviously they got Baltimore this week, but it's Baltimore, Jacksonville, Detroit, Vegas, Washington, Buffalo, Denver, Indianapolis. Like that. I mean, your easiest game in there is Jacksonville,
right? Yeah, they should.
They got a Vegas division team, like
yeah, Division 1.
None of those games are easy wins,
right? And that's
Second
and
Jacksonville, that should be
right.
trash.
And like I said, I told somebody this the other day though. Like at the end of the day, if they win, am I going like, oh my gosh, no? 'Cause then on the flip side, then I'm like, shit, Baltimore won it. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like,
And the thing is, too, Kansas City, they got reinforcements coming, too. I mean, Worthy is going to be slowly working his way
yeah,
back. I mean, we got Rasheed Rice
yeah, I
coming
think he
back
might be
a
back this
handful of games. So, like, they're going to be a different looking team, but either is the whole going to be too big if they can't get this win out? Because 1-3 with the lineup that they have coming up the next 5-6 weeks, that don't look good.
I like it. Come on, Baltimore. Come on, Baltimore. But they play close too, though. Like at the last couple games, I remember they played last year, opening night, I think it was, or week one on Sunday or Monday Night Football, and that went, Isaiah Likely foot was out of bounds on the last catch of the game. Like,
Man, should have been a win.
boys go at it too. So I'm excited as a football fan, and I know it's gonna come on right after our game, and we'll probably be just leaving the stadium and catch a little bit in the RV and maybe the rest when I get home, but. I might fuck around, record that game, shit. You know what I mean? And when I feel, or make sure my phone charged enough so I can watch it on my phone. But that's gonna be one. That's gonna be one to keep an eye on for. And like I said, what better feeling is it to have if we take care of our business like we should, to walk out of our game 4-0, and now we just watching two busters go at it like.
And one of them boys walking out 1-3.
About to be 1-3 while we 4-0.
Like, wow, my team would never.
Oh, y'all struggling?
Wow. Yeah, 3 games.
Yeah. But like I said, when we got time, man. But it's fun for us fans because we want the players to always definitely think that way. But as fans, we can have fun with it. I say
we can look as far ahead as we want. We ain't playing.
Yeah. I'm about to say every year I say it, like, have fun with this shit because we know in the blink of an eye, we're gonna be talking about wild card weekend. We're gonna be talking about AFC Championship weekend, and then we're gonna be talking about, oh man, or we're gonna be celebrating. So like this should just go by so fast. So as we wrap this up, man, please guys, be safe this weekend. I know that last game was primetime games, another long day for us fans that were out there. I'm so happy. I gotta say this is 1:00. I never thought I'd say that. Like, no bullshit.
Listen, bro, I'm with you.
Yeah, you gonna be home or you at the game?
No, I'm not at the game this week. This is a 10-year anniversary weekend. So I feel like being at a game all day on a Sunday.
Yeah, no. Happy 10 years to you and the wife, though, man. Happy 10 years, baby. Big dimes.
Appreciate that. Feel like it would not be the best decision to do that. So
you can't do that. Gotta take care of wifey first. So yeah, big shout out to you, man. 10 years. It's no easy feat, especially for us.
A decade.
Yeah, 30.
He was knee deep in the drought when we started.
Yeah, so that's
look at us now.
I know that's a dope thing with a beautiful child as well. So, shout out to anybody else out there. Whether you celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, new jobs. I also want to shout out to my own wife. She just got a new position within the same company. But kind of took another step towards where she want to go and just elevate. And so, shout out to the wife, Mrs. Johnson, on her advances. As we go,
stop dragging their feet, taking their sweet time, getting the job out.
Yeah, you know how listen, these jobs be funny as hell, but I
gotta interview 7 times. Just give me the job.
Yeah, give it to me. What we doing? So shout out to wifey, and I'm thankful for all of the blessings that have come our way this year. And I wish the best for everybody else out there, scraping and clawing. The job market I know ain't easy right now. So man, sending love and encouragement to anybody out there right now that's out there scraping, trying to find something to get themselves going. And there's a lot going on, but once again, y'all, we appreciate y'all. Let's take it day by day, game by game, but this should be another fun Sunday. 1:00, 75, 76. I don't even know what the temperature is now. 76, 77 degrees. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know. I damn near don't know what. I might bring 3 different outfits. I don't know, but it's gonna be a nice sunny day.
79 right now.
Man, come on, man.
79.
Come on, man. What we doing?
It's better than the home opener.
Yeah, and like I said, I ain't here to complain because I done been through the worst of the worst.
Listen, Bro, if we can get 79 at the end of September, you take that any day of the week. So that's gonna be a beautiful. Listen, perfect weather for football.
That's perfect. Fall weather, right? It's fall now, so happy fall to all of those who celebrate.
That's summer.
Leaf raking time of the year. I know, right? Roll your eyes. I hate that shit. But
I'm tired already, man. I said when these leaves start for I look up
know,
one
like,
day,
hold on,
where
man.
leaves come from, fam?
Give me some time, motherfucker.
Right. I still gotta cut the grass. Like, relax.
Right. So yeah, but we here, baby. Week 4. Like I say every year, man. It flies so quick.
Mm-hmm.
We in week 4 already, end of the month. Shout out to those who had to hustle and bustle to hit their end of the month goals and quarter goals and all of that shit. But we next time we record, it's gonna be October. So happy October, early October to those who celebrate. Yeah, we're gonna get up out of here. Anything you want to say?
Nah, man, just appreciate y'all rocking with us for another week. So as always, man, just like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff, man. Just come kick it with us for another week. But as Val always say, man, we really appreciate y'all coming through and just vibing with us. So it's number love over here.
Facts, man. So y'all take care of yourselves, take care of your families, take care of your bodies, take care of your mental, and catch us next week. Peace out and go Bills, baby.
Big dubs.
Big dubs. If I can get this down, right? All right, y'all. Love y'all.